Hey guys, MeLikeBigBoom here, showing you guys the two secret locations of PEI. Now these aren't so much secret anymore, I would say. I'd say probably like half the people who play Unturned probably know about these two locations, but still there are quite a few people that don't know about these unmarked locations on the map. These two locations are here and here, underwater. The one in between kind of Stratford and I want to say kind of like the road between Montague and Belfast, that kind of general area is actually a sunken submarine, and all around that little crash site you can find lots of cool militia gear as well. And then also in the southeasternmost corner of the map, very corner of the map, is the underwater junkyard, or whatever you want to call it. It's a big pile of unused assets in the PEI map, but were used in the Canada map, so it's kind of like paying homage to the Canada map that was removed from the game a while back. Now starting off with the submarine, getting there is pretty difficult. I mean, getting to any sort of underwater location is pretty difficult because it's hard to see underwater. And the easiest way, luckily for the submarine, is to go up on top of Cape Rock, and you can easily see the location out in the middle of the water. It's even easier with a scope, as you can see here. Just look down the scope and you'll see the submarine underwater. In relation to like the airport over here and like the shoreline and Cape Rock right here, that's just kind of where it is. I mean, I can't really show you any coordinates or anything. Its exact location, it's just in that general area, and if you hop up on top of Cape Rock or on top of the lighthouse, you'll be able to easily see it from there. I'd recommend turning your game settings, if you have it on ultra, the water settings down to high or lower, so that way you can see underwater without having the distractions of the reflections on top of the water, so you'll be able to easily see underwater as well. Now when it comes to swimming out to these locations, I would recommend before you go out there to up your diving skill in the offense category. One, it makes you swim there faster because you got to swim quite a far distance to get there, and also most importantly, you use less oxygen, meaning that you can go underwater longer. So when you're looting these locations, you're able to peruse around the area without having to take several trips back up to the water, and especially for the submarine, it's very deep under the water. All the loot is at the bottom of the ocean, so you can really only dive down there and pick up one item before you have to resurface if your diving skill is on nothing. And if it's on max, you can pretty much swim around the whole entire submarine, pick up all the gear, and resurface with like 25% left, so that's very nice. And in my instance, it looks like I didn't find very much gear. I found like a lot of bandanas, a butterfly knife, and some pretty common gear, but if you take a few trips to this location, you will definitely find some pretty cool guns. Trust me, I've found several Zubeknikovs, Sniper Skies especially, and a lot of the other rare LMGs, and I have found once an RPG here. But anyway, that was the submarine. Now moving on to the underwater junk. Now this is a little bit more difficult to get to because one, you can't see it from anywhere on the surface. I mean, maybe you'll be able to see it from the top of the antenna of Scorpion 7, but from the shoreline, you can't see the location, so it's hard to figure out how to get there, especially with nothing in relation. It's all just like off the coastline of the island, so you don't really have a good idea of the direction that you're supposed to go. You just kind of have to swim out in that general area and kind of look underwater until eventually you find a big bucket saw. I found the easiest way to actually get there pretty much every time is to pay attention to this corner of Scorpion 7. If you kind of imagine like this corner is a pointing arrow, and you just follow that direction that the corner is facing and just keep going out in the water, keep swimming for like a quarter mile, eventually you will reach the underwater junk. And this area is pretty special in that it uses unused assets, as I said earlier, from the Canada map. So it's got the bucket saw thing, this like bucket wheel excavator thing, alongside this ski lift and this igloo, like this electric wheel thing that you put in the water and it, like the water flows. I don't know what to call that. Anyway, unused objects, it's all just kind of been piled up in the corner of the map as a secret little location. In the cockpit of the bucket wheel excavator is where the militia gear spawns. Nowhere else, it's all just in that location, so don't look around on the ground surrounding the area. It will only spawn in that little cockpit area there. And I found a bit more luck with this area, but I think they're the same spawn tables, so don't expect to find more guns in this location when compared to submarine. I believe they're just the same. In this instance, I found a red dot sight, which is the best one, alongside some bandanas, butterfly knife, and some more balaclavas and stuff like that. So the same stuff that you can find in the submarine can also be found in this location here. But anyway, those are the 2 secret locations of PEI. There are a few other like secret little Easter eggs scattered around PEI, but these are the only secret locations that spawn gear. I might do a video on those like other Easter eggs in the future, but as of right now, those are the 2 major locations in PEI. These are fantastic places for you to check out on PvP servers whenever you spawn in. If you're near either one of these locations, you should definitely check them out. Your only risk is maybe getting sniped as you're swimming over there, but if you swim underwater and peek up every once in a while, you'll reduce that risk of that happening. And usually every time, I have yet to be killed when I'm looting these areas, and it's pretty much like free guns in all honesty. So definitely check these places out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and do all that gibberish, because MeLikeBigBoom is out.